Hello everyone and welcome back to Porfex Anno 2205 Let's Play veteran sort of tutorial style series. So this is the second episode, so let's get stuck back into it. So back into our Wild Water Bay. And we'll work out what we want to do next. So it takes a little bit of time to just load up your map because you can jump from place to place on this screen. So let's head on in. And I think what we're going to do mostly is just make sure we're caught up on all our goods. So we're a little bit low on water for the moment. So let's just get that going. I might just move this across here. And I think we'll have a road going there and just like that. Yep. So we're a little bit down on power now. So to start with, it's going to be a bit of a sort of a juggling act between a few different things. We need to make sure we get power. We need to make sure we've got workers. We need to make sure we've got goods coming in. But I'm going to focus on getting lots of workers as early as I can. Now the main reason for that is I need. It's a bit of a spoiler alert, but one of the things you need to be able to do over here is get... Oh, it's not even a spoiler alert. You need to get 1,000 operators. Now, operators are the upgraded version of workers. Actually, you know what? Let's upgrade one now. So to upgrade one, you just click on here, and you click on this. Alternatively, you can click and press the U button, or the U key on your keyboard, and it'll upgrade to operators. So I want to make sure, I might just let Sam finish.
Yep. So far, only megacorps like the Big Five use such technology. But I'm sure you have the same potential.
We absolutely do. So what we need to do is get lots of workforce, because ultimately we're going to get 1,000 operators. Now if you click on an operator's house, they need all the same goods. There's no need to be nervous. They have the same goods as the workers, but they have a whole series of new goods they also need. And if you mouse over this section, they've got employees, generated workforce, and generated revenue. Now I realized in the first series it didn't actually show my mouse, and I haven't tested it since, so I'm hoping the mouse is going to show on this episode. If not, I'm just going to have to tidy up for episode 3. So I apologize if you can't see my mouse, but I will be explaining what I'm showing you. So as you can see, the operator's house can get up to 25 employees, which is more than from the workers. But at the moment, because they've got low on all these goods, I've only got 3 workers here and 4 workers here. So I want to focus more on these workers, because I want to make sure we've got plenty of workers and workforce for doing all the things we need to do. And once we've got that, then I'll focus on upgrading to the next level. So I want to make sure that we've got plenty before we upgrade, I guess is the main thing that I'm trying to do. But let's just keep getting more workers. I think this will probably be close to enough. Yeah, let's do that. And now that we've expanded a bit more, we need more, what's this called? More information. As you can see, these guys over here are now without enough information. So I might just do, actually, while we're waiting for biopolymers, I might just have a quick look over here. So over here, at Nick Papadakis' branch office, you can actually purchase and sell items to Nick. So at the moment we could buy a little bit of biopolymers. It does cost gold, as you can see, or coins, credits. So we're not going to buy them just yet. And the other thing is, once you've upgraded one building to operators, a new tab of buildings unlocks. So as you can see here, we can now build a feldspar quarry, a cobalt mine, and a robotic assembly hall, which creates constructobots. Okay, yeah, we'll build another one of these. Might build it this way, and then might get another one just there. Yep, so we're now down on, what are these called? These are logistics, and then logistics cost a lot of power, so now we need to get power stations back up as well, so let's chuck that one there. There we go, and we leveled up corporation, so we got a little bit of gold, fleet increased, and all the caps sort of increased. So let's just get maybe another row of workers here, and then we might save up for another infodrome, because we now don't have enough of that. But as you can see, as we're building up our population, our gold is getting, or our credit per, I think it's per minute maybe, is going up quite nicely. So I don't have a need necessarily to really rush into upgrading to operators, because then you need to worry about, you know, other things. You need to start worrying about, where are we? Where's the operator building? We need to worry about vitamin drinks and rejuvenators and all this sort of stuff. But at the moment, we just want to get the basic goods right. So let's grab this as well. I like to keep nice straight paths. You know, we might even connect these just for the moment, because we will be getting these soon. Might as well connect that through there as well. I like making little areas to put our buildings. I think we'll put that one there. So how are we going? So we've got enough water, got enough food, we've got a fair bit of extra workers. So now that we've got a bit of a workers, I like to make sure we've got enough workforce before I build the buildings that'll use workers. Now these use 55 workers, and 110 workers. So there's a lot of workforce tied up in these three. So I want to make sure that I've got all my workers first. Otherwise, if I don't have enough workers, it's not just going to impact the production of these, it's going to impact the production of everything else. And the flow-on effect means that the production of my water goes down, the production of my rice goes down, and then all of a sudden my workforce actually doesn't have all their needs satisfied. So I like to get workforce first before I use them, because that way you never have to worry about not having enough. Now our power situation's gone down, so let's keep getting our power going. I might just put it just on the edge here, because we're going to put a couple more houses in there. And let's grab a robot assembly hall, so we'll just chuck that there, which is going to put our power down, so we'll need another one of these. So there's a little bit of time you need to spend just making sure you've always got enough power. Now I need to get more of another one of these. So let's just put that there, which then our power's gone down. So it's a little bit of a balancing act to begin with, and it can be a little bit annoying to start with, but you sort of get through that. So now that we've built all these, all our gold's gone down a lot too. So that's the other reason why I like to build up a workforce first. And let's get another infodrome. Is that going to be enough? So down at the bottom, you can't really see it, but down this area, it tells you how efficient it's going to be when you place it. So that they're all giving me 5, that gives me 6. Up there gives me 5, that'll give 3. So I think I'll put it about here, and that should give me plenty. Back down to 0 power. But I think that'll fill out a few more workers, and we'll start to get our money going back up. So how many workers are we up to? So we're up to over 1,000 workers and only got 10 operators. And we've also got 1,600 is when the next level up. So what we might do is we might prepare some more water and then get some more power. So we'll put the power maybe there. We're starting to run out of locations where we can put our power farms, so let's grab this and let's just send it down here, because there's another final coastal building site there. So I think now that we're going quite well with everything, we might start to upgrade all of our workers. But I just keep this tab open when I upgrade, because it also does use water and rice when you upgrade to the next level as you get more people. So we're out of biopolymers now. So how are we going? So we just need the 1,000 operators and we can upgrade to a spaceport. I might actually just buy a few biopolymers here. It is a fair bit of gold, but I want to kind of upgrade sooner rather than later. And I don't want to spend too much time just waiting for things just to count down. So while I've upgraded all these, as you can see, we've still got plenty of food and plenty of water, and our workforce will probably start to go up as well. So they upgrade the upgrade costs two biopolymers, and we're up to about 235 of these workers. Now, what other works? So we need to maintain 500 workforce for this. I'm not going to worry about that just yet. I'll do it. I've got a sort of time when I want to do that, but I'm not worried about that just yet. We've got other things to do. You don't have to rush to get all the missions done immediately. There's step 3 of 6, so there's other steps to go after that. So we're probably not going to be able to get those other steps immediately anyway. So we might as well just focus on upgrading some of these. So what we want to do is we want to start to move to this building site, because I want to unlock this space as quickly as possible. And to get... Yep, I know, we're low on vitamin drinks. So what we need here is we need to have 37,000 credits, which we've got, and we should have. We need constructor bots, which we've got, and graphene. So graphene you get from doing combat missions. So we haven't got one yet. So what we need to do is once we've got 1,000 of these operators, and we can go to this, bit of a spoiler alert, but we get attacked, and that unlocks the very first combat mission. So that's when we'll be going to our combat missions. But before we do that, I just want to get as much of these things upgraded as we can. And what I want to try to do is try to have all these water spots. So I want to upgrade our workers until we run out of water. So once we've run out of water, I can manage the rice relatively easily. But that means we're maximizing our operators and the space for all the water. If we build another water thing down here, which we could keep going, getting more operators until we run out of that water. But I want to focus on just running out of what water we've got at the moment, because I've tested that, and we've got enough water on us to be able to get 1,000 operators without having to expand to this water field. So let's get a couple more of these power stations. I think that's probably all we're going to be able to get now. So we're running out of workforce though, so we probably do need to build these workers here, which is going to be a bit of a pain because that'll take up more water. But we need to make sure we've got the workforce available to us. So I think we're sort of running low on power. So the other thing is we don't really need a whole lot of constructo bots. In fact, I think we've probably got enough now. So what I'm going to do now is if you click on a mine or any production facility, you can actually pause production, and that means it stops. And if you look down here where you've got 100 maintenance, 55 workers, and 30 energy, if I hit pause, that'll halves and the logistics goes to 0 because you're not transporting everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause all 3 of these, which will give us more money, free up some workforce, and also free up some energy. So that way we can continue on without having to completely demolish something or worry too much about energy. So there's a few things I like to turn on and off, and mostly it's production facilities. But if you are too high in particular areas of production as well, like say for instance this was on 40, then you might want to pause some of these just to free up some production there as well. So now, as you can see, vitamin drinks is probably the next thing we need to focus on, which use quite a bit of workforce, a bit of energy, and everything else. So how many operators do we have now? We're up to 420. So we'll be getting more operators once we give them vitamin drinks. So I think the next step now is just to build a few vitamin drinks. So we need to get fruit plantations. Now these I want to dot around. I'll explain why a bit later. But at the moment I'm just going to dot around a few of those and build some factories, some fruit factories, which are quite small. And as you can see, now our workforce is going back up now that they've got more vitamin drinks and more people are moving in. So let's build another one now. So we need more fruit, so let's grab some more fruit. So we'll build one there, and now we're at a workforce, but we're starting to get more people, because our operators are starting to get more people moving in, as you can see. So now our operators have 4 workforce, similar to the residents, but our operators have 12 employees as well, so they give you more gold or more credits. So as you can see, that gives 25 credits, and these give 16, so I get more credits per house of these ones. Okay, so how many operators are we up to? We're up to 563, and we need to get to about, I think we need to get to 1,000, so let's keep upgrading these. And like I said, we'll upgrade until we run out of water, or until our water situation starts to be just slightly, just a little bit after it becomes, I'm mindful that this has gone down, but that's okay, we can fix that. So let's build that back up, and maybe I'll get 1 or 2 more just before this goes to negative. And there will do. So how many operators are we up to now? So we're starting to plug away at that 1,000 number. And once we've got 1,000, then I'm going to upgrade this almost immediately. So as you can see, we don't really use, and we just upgraded to level 5. We've got a little bit of gold, a few other things as well. So our operators are starting to go up again, but we're probably going to need, we're running out of space for power is all, so I might have to tuck that in there. There's a little bit of overlap, but that's okay. And I might even have to put a couple in this area, because I think they're all, I've sort of run out of space for power. So this typically won't happen to you if you're playing on the lower difficulties. Generally you get more workers, and you get more power, and you just get a lot more things. So this, whilst this is being a bit tricky for me now, if you play on your account, you should be, or on a lower difficulty, you should be able to get more. But anyway, we're gonna need more workers. So let's build a few more over here, just to free back up those, or to give us a little bit more workers. I find the starting off in this game just about the hardest. It does get tricky when you move to the Arctic and to the moon. Now we're out of water as well, so we might even get this last water thing over here. Yeah, let's get the last water. So we're out of workforce, but hopefully that goes up once we build these things. So that'll get our goods back up. So hopefully that brings our people back up. And then I think we'll focus on still upgrading to more operators, because we've got lots of water, we've got lots of rice, and I think we'll just continue upgrading our operators. So we're now down to -8, so we just need a couple more. So let's just get a couple more. And as you can see, we're starting to run out of space. Now, we're limited because we can't actually get any water now, because we don't have any more coastal sites. As you can see, they're all taken up. So we need to be careful that we don't expand too quickly, otherwise we won't get enough operators to be able to upgrade to the next level. So you just need to be careful. Now, these will fill back up. It just takes a bit of time. They all move out first and they all move back. So this should go back down to 0. And we're slowly going up to 1,000. So let's just, you know what, I'm just going to upgrade a lot now. Let's just upgrade quite a few. And you'll see what I mean, how it gets a bit easier once you sort of move into the next sort of phase. So how are we going? So I think by the time we get workforce, this will probably go back down to 0, because these are all at 88%. So as productivity goes up, actually we're really hindered by this recreational area. That -10% is really bad. So while veteran's hard, this is probably the hardest thing as well, because all our plants are working on -10%. So normally it's not this difficult. These are running on -10%. Just about everything is running on -10%. So we're really limited. Even our wind parks are on -10%. So whilst I'm showing this on veteran and on hard, it shouldn't actually be this hard. This is actually sort of extreme hard mode is how I'd describe this. But anyway, if I can get through this, I can probably get through just about anything. Sometimes when you make a map, you don't actually get a negative, sometimes you get a positive. So for instance, one of the positives is the water sites give you 20% extra. Unfortunately, we're not on a map that's being nice to us, so we don't have the luxury of that. But let's just keep upgrading our houses. And I think, how far away are we? So we're now up to 860. So I think we're probably going to need more. I'm just wondering, because normally I would leave these paused, but I think because we really just don't have enough power to be powering up more farms and getting more of these, I'm gonna have to demolish these just to free up all this power again. So I would have liked to have avoided that, but I think in this instance I'm just gonna have to knock these out, which is really annoying because I never like to demolish buildings. But anyway, let's get that and let's build a final one of these. And now we should end up getting close to the 1,000 operators that we've got. Or maybe a couple more. So let's build, how are we going for power? Still on negative, so let's try one more, which we can just support. So I'm hoping now this will push us just over the 1,000 mark. Actually, we could probably get a couple more operators as well. And I'm hoping this will push us just over the 1,000 mark. And then we'll be able to move to the next session. So apologies, this has been a little bit slow, but it does start a bit slow, particularly on veteran. If this wasn't veteran, I wouldn't have quite as many workers, or sorry, I'd have more workers to make my life a bit easier. Come on, just tick over. There we are. So now that we've got 1,000,
other requirements are met.
Yep.
My associate, John Rafferty, is already heading here with the special material deliveries.
Very good. So what I might do, I might actually leave that there for this episode, and the next episode I'll show you what happens when you go to, you click this button, I guess, and start to upgrade to a spaceport. Okay, so thank you all for watching this episode. Apologies it was a little bit slow, but I hope you learned something out of it, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please remember to like and subscribe. And besides that, I'll see you all in the next episode. Thanks guys, see you later, bye.